everybody, and welcome back to Misadventurous, the show where we don't post anything for 2 years and then come back with no pomp, ceremony, or explanations. I am your host, Dungeon Master, the Captain Violence. No other fancy titles needed. Man, I wish I was in a hole in the fucking ground. Here with everybody else that I know and love, and two new special guests, which I will introduce first. Allow me to introduce the effervescent, the minty fresh, Josh Guller. Hey, say hi to everybody, Josh.
Hey, how you doing, everyone?
Alright, what character are you playing with us today, Josh?
I am playing a Dragonborn monk named Dirge.
Dirge.
To match his edgy scales.
You sicken me?
I love you.
But you don't sicken me as much as I sicken myself, so I suppose I'll let that slide.
Wonderful.
Alright, and next to him is the lovely baritone voice, Ethan Fry, a very good friend of ours who's never really been on any kind of show before. Have you, Ethan?
Not really, no.
But he will be with us here today. What are you playing, Ethan?
My name is Kyrus Gerald McTavish, and I am a wild magic sorcerer, hoping for magical bullshit to happen.
Mystical.
At all times.
Of course, with me is the fabulous Mark Shmee, as you all know and love.
How do you do?
Howdy fucking do. Mark, it's been 2 years. God damn it, I tried to keep myself under control, but you just start off with howdy fucking do. Get Anthony, damn it. Either way, Mark, what are you playing with us today, now that we've all had to make new characters?
Very good. I'll be playing as Eli. He's a ranger and a duelist.
A duelist ranger? Well, what made you exactly inspire this shift over in character, other than the fact we're using a new edition?
I don't know, man. I just thought it was time to try something new. Who wasn't like a talking dog person, so...
Instead, you're just a talking person.
Yeah, talking person. Talking regular person. See how that works out.
And of course...
You never cease to amaze me.
I wish I could end my suffering.
No.
Okay.
Eventually, you're going to put yourself in a home. Hello, my friend.
I did put myself in a home. We're in it now. We had to leave our lovely studio setup because I don't work there anymore, and so I can't mooch off of the radio station that I used to be at. Because of that, we are now in my lovely living room, but we are still playing D&D, rolling rocks, thinking about cocks secretly, and not telling anybody about it.
Speak for yourself.
There's nothing secret about my cock thing.
And we're going to get started in a brand new adventure. Gentlemen, last time nothing happened, as I have reiterated, in a brand new season. All of your characters find themselves traveling side by side on a lonely path through the forest, headed to a village known as Sutton. This place, for some reason or another, has managed to gather information, a contact, or a checkpoint in your individual journeys that has brought you all together. However, as you exit the tree line, you can see in the distance that the village is burning. Mark, you are going first.
What? Okay, cool. What can I see from here? Apart from the big burning village, is there like signs of invaders or what? What am I looking at?
What you can see, of course, is the tower of black smoke coming off of the straw thatch roofs. You can hear the screams of women, children, and men. You see a cart stampeding towards you, oxen at the front, and no driver. Its supplies spilling out of either side as it careens towards your group.
Free loot.
You dick!
I get out of the way.
That is a wise decision, Ethan.
Let's get out of the way.
Mark also steps out of the way of the cart.
I suppose I shouldn't be in front of a cart.
Okay, eventually calmly steps out of the way. But you said free loot, Josh. What exactly is your brilliant plan?
I'm going to step on the other side.
Okay. The cart does in fact careen past you. It does not come unhitched from the oxen, but the ox, while it's running, suddenly becomes peppered with tiny arrows. The cart flips on its side, throwing vegetables all across the open grassy plains. Free food. You then hear the sounds of and a small group of goblins comes rushing towards the four of you.
Of course, there's always goblins.
Alright, we're getting started right with action. Everybody roll initiative.
15. 17.
6.
There's one little goblin at the very front of the group. He has a bright pink mohawk coming off the top of his head. He is wielding a tiny scimitar. Hey, Mark, he's got the same weapon as you.
Must be my nemesis.
He, at the very front, comes screaming ahead of the pack. And comes right at you, Josh. I fucking kick him. It's not your turn, dude. Don't be doing this shit.
Damn it, I'm excited.
I'm going to take disengage or hide as a bonus action each turn. It comes at you with the attack. And it rolls 20 total against your AC, slicing your ankle.
Fucking rude.
This does 8 damage to you.
Shit.
Yeah, let one thing do 8 damage to me in real life one time.
I only have 20 things of health.
20 things?
Whoops, I got an ankle. Time to go to the hospital.
DM, could you describe the sword one more time?
It is a curved sword. So it aims mostly directly up, slightly to the left, which, you know, it seems awkward and usable. But if you have her lay on her side, you know, it's actually really... You know what, actually, I'm off topic.
I'm having a tough time.
The next person to go is the goblin right behind him, who has a bright blue mohawk that comes running, screaming at you, Ethan. And he got a 22.
Who the fuck are these rainbow goblins?
And he does 8 damage to you as well. They keep getting ghetto crits. Both of these goblins rolled like maximum on their damage. So this one sliced right through your knee, ruining your favorite pair of pants.
Those were my favorite pants. Also, the only ones I currently own. Therefore, they are my favorite.
You can hear some movement and sound coming from out of your back pocket.
Pull it up.
Are you about to get killed by goblins, you incompetent sack of blue shit? Says the shrunken head you've pulled from your pocket.
It would appear so, Master.
Get some gimp to you! Come on, kick him in the big fat nose! As you place the head back in your pocket.
Kyrus, why do you have shrunken heads?
That's my master.
So,
I worked for him. He was the headmaster.
After that, 19.
just out of, like, a question, is that, wait, go to hell.
He stuck a pun in there. That's pretty good. Josh, your initiative was actually tied with one of the goblins. Under normal circumstances, I would have you both roll off to see which goes first. However, due to my desire for fanciness, instead what happens is this goblin rushes to you at the exact time you manage to leap into action. You will be going at each other head to head.
I'm going to jump at him.
A gobbo jumps over his friends. This one has a green mohawk, and he is wielding not one, but 2 scimitars! He sees you, Josh. Your eyes lock, and your warrior spirits flare. Let her rip. Beyblade.
I'm not using a weapon.
So what will you do?
I'm gonna bite his fucking head.
Just to let you folks know at home that what's basically happened is when I hear shit like that, I take a deep breath, turn around, and just roll the dice to make sure this retardation manages to work out.
I'm talking like teeth sinking into his...
Well, you realize a goblin's small enough to fit in the mouth of a dragonborn,
Oh
right?
shit, I'm just gonna start cheering on him.
Alright, roll your attack. Use it as an unarmed strike, which is your fancy character feature, which everyone gets. Josh's is that his bite attacks count as monk unarmed strikes.
Nice.
Fuck off.
Oh, come on! You're starting in sick-ass play armor.
I mean, I know, but, like, that's awesome.
Roll your attack, Josh. What'd you get?
16.
16 total, and the goblin's AC is 15! You open your jaws wide. The goblin leaps in the air, having every intent to slice you, to dice you, maybe even concise you, which would make you very, eloquent and easy to put on business cards. But before he can do any of that fancery, your jaws clamp shut around his chestal regions, swallowing his head into your mouth.
I'm gonna chew really hard.
You guys witness your dragonborn friend, his brass scales glinting in the sunlight. That's an editing trick, folks. Now coated in bluish-green goblin blood as he chomps the screaming little mongrel to death. That goblin is dead.
I've never been more excited to be traveling with someone like you.
High five.
First kill goes to Josh.
I'm already loving this character.
Dead. Now the next person to go is Mark. Mark, was your initiative actually 6?
Well, I just rolled a 6 on a d20.
Mental! You tied with the goblin boss. Your sword, what weapon do you use?
Longsword.
Your longsword, finally ready for battle. And that's when you notice that the largest of the goblins, back there with a morning star in his hand, has noticed you. He orders one of his minions to rush towards you as his turn.
I'm gonna cut that guy who's running up.
The guy who was running up actually had one of the lower initiatives, but with his boss's command, the white mohawked goblin comes for you.
Try this basic melee with my longsword. That's 19 on the die. 23.
What's your AC, Mitchell?
It's 19.
Your AC is 19. The goblin rolled a 20 total on his attack. You rolled far more than his AC on your attack. He leaps up, plunging his blade into the base of your stomach. But your blade comes down as well, cleaving through his unarmored body. The goblin did 7 damage to you.
That's exactly what I did to him.
And he is dead, but you are not. And then the goblin expires from having the sword run through his entire body.
Ouch.
Mark, it is your turn at last. After watching all of this carnage
Great.
unfold, finally you feel that you have the ability to act.
Cool. So, what's happening? Is there like a goblin in front of me, or what?
There are 3 goblins near you, and there is a goblin boss in the back with a black and white striped mohawk.
Does he look like the gremlin, the bad man?
His name was Stripe.
You would know his name.
Alright, sure. I'll rush in for a melee attack then. I rolled a 19, so that's 24.
The closest goblin to you was the blue mohawked one that was currently, I believe, engaged with Ethan. The one that sliced his knee. You see your friend with his... How is your character... Describe your character to me, Mark.
He's a male, like 31, white, average height, I guess.
He's a
Wearing a big coat and a hat. He's got a scimitar. I don't know what
You
else.
see
man.
your trench-coated friend rush out from the side to your aid. Slicing into the beast in front of you with his own scimitar. Roll your damage, sir.
Cool, so 11 total.
He slices the goblin's ears and nose off in the first strike. The goblin screams out of horror before its head is cleaved off in the second one.
Wow.
Very, very astute, Mr. Morris.
Impressive.
This guy.
The last 2 remaining goblins, Pink Mohawk and his boss, they look to one another briefly. Briark, says the boss. Do any of you speak Goblin?
Yes, actually.
You speak Goblin? That's Goblin for surrender and fuck it. They turn around and start trying to run.
Did they drop their weapons?
No.
Alright, we're going after them.
Alright, Ethan, it is your turn.
Well, I will pull out my lovely arcane focus,
It would appear that it's
doing
time for you to act.
my lovely magical movements, and I will cast Fireball at Stripe there.
So what, you're casting it at the Goblin boss?
Yes. 23.
Your blue demony looking friend waves his hands in the air, crafting magical runes before blasting fire from his fingertips. Your fireball flies through the air, striking the goblin boss square in his back. Roll the damage. Is it?
1 damage.
It's a D10 plus nothing.
Plus nothing.
What? Why?
Because that's how magic works.
That magic is retarded. Well, today magic is retarded. You see it catch him in the back. Bah! He stumbles, pats himself, realizes he is fine, and continues to flee for his life.
Well, that looks really impressive.
I'm charging at this motherfucker. Let's go.
Mitchell charges. All right, now that they are fleeing, we're going to go in a standard turn order. So Mitchell's going to go, then we go Mark and Josh and Ethan.
Okay.
They are running towards the village. Are you also pursuing Mark?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome.
Also running after them.
Everybody appears to be pursuing?
The pink one who cut my ankle.
Yes.
About
Chasing
how far
them
away
with
are these goblins?
Huh?
About how far away are these goblins?
Oh, they just started running away, so they're like, 6 feet at most.
Oh.
So if you guys continue in hot pursuit, the goblins are... Yeah, they are not faster than humans.
I will walk after them.
Since magical characters often have ranges of 60 plus feet, it's fine.
My fireball can reach 120 feet.
Fuck off. You out here sharpshooting and shit, trying to do like the fucking Gerudo Valley pot challenge. Nobody remembers that. I'm old.
Everybody
and I
knows
should be
Yoda.
put in a home.
I realize I don't-
Jesus Christ, I wish
You
I was
are
dead.
at home. We're in it right now.
A joke comes back to bite you in the ass.
I thought he might bite you in the ass.
I hope so.
The next
Like
monster
goblin
I find is
face.
going to remove a piece of your butt meat.
Not if I get to him first.
All right, Mitchell, you said you're doing your charge. Roll first to catch up with them. Roll dex.
That'll be a 12 to catch up with him.
This is roll for the Gobbo. The Gobbo is managing to keep a decent clip ahead of you. A sword swing barely grazes the end of his green booty meat. He still has not dropped his weapon. He is running with a very sharp implement now. That is dangerous.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Who's next? It is Mark.
Am I like within striking distance? Could I
You are if you roll dex to catch up with them.
just like All right, sure thing. I'll give
Actually,
that a shot.
you
I
have
haven't really
athletics,
good
right?
dex, but-
Mark, you have athletics as a skill, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You would roll athletics to
think
catch
so.
up to them, because that's what running is. We'll roll athletics.
All right, cool. So it's that D20 plus my athletic.
Yes, it is.
All right, cool. I'm getting the hang of this. So I rolled an 11, so it'd be 16 altogether.
16 on athletics. The goblin rolls for his own. With a 16. You got a 16. The goblin got an 18. The cheeky little bastard, you rush for him and you get almost within striking distance. He does an actual flip around your blade. The goblin boss has dropped to all fours and is running along the ground like a tiny little wolf.
Where the fuck is his weapon in?
In his mouth.
God damn it.
This fucking guy.
Occasionally, they're yelling things out to the sidelines. You guys can hear more activity coming from the village. And now that you're closer, you can see that the fire has consumed about 3 buildings. And the people have been corralled into the town center. Many goblins, but also a couple of bandits, an orc. And that's all you can see for now. The next person goes Josh. You're almost at the village.
How far away is that pink motherfucker?
Oh, the pink motherfucker? You would have to roll athletics to catch up to him. So he's about 6 feet away.
I'm going to roll athletics to catch up to him.
Roll athletics. Now, you can't just... It could be more than running as a monk. As a monk, your athletics is a lot more versatile than other people. You can flip, jump, climb, all sorts of craziness.
Can I just charge on him on all fours?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to do that.
Okay. So you roll athletics. Using the same trick that you saw the goblin boss use. You drop to all fours and embrace the beast within. Roll athletics.
19.
19 total athletics.
Well, not total, but
Maybe
yeah.
that's a dragon man.
Oh, 19. What's your athletics score then?
My athletics is 5.
The 5, so that's 19 plus 5 is 24. A very nice athletic score. Your brass-scaled friend, still covered in blood from the chest down, drops to all fours, tongue wagging in the breeze, careens after the pink-haired goblin, who looks behind him, and you can smell the piss from here.
Question.
Oh man, look at that beautiful monster go.
The goblin rolled a 9. You will catch him.
Cool. So, question. I want to spit out the goblin in my mouth. Is he still mostly together?
Wait, are you telling me you had the goblin in your... You never spat him out?
I never spat him out.
So yeah, you can spit him out now if you want.
Okay, is he...
You're literally chasing down this guy with his little buddy in your mouth, and you're just like...
His little arm was like hanging out. So is he mostly together?
God,
No.
goblins'
His
lives
head and his
suck.
chest are pretty much pulp at this point. The flavor of goblin is deep inside your gums.
Is his bone still kind of there?
Sort of, yes. Why?
Can I just kind of grab him and beat his buddy to death with his dead body?
This is considered an improvised melee weapon,
Okay.
according to the rule book. I don't want to look in the rule book to see if there's rules about using a corpse as a weapon. However, that would not be as effective as you using your hands because that's what you're trained in combat to use. But the answer, Josh, is yes. You can beat him with his dead body of his friend.
I'm gonna do that because he cut my ankle. That skin
That,
I've never
that
get
is
back.
not equivalent at all!
Look, more importantly, fuck this guy.
So, what'd you get total?
7.
7. With a 7, you try this completely inhumane maneuver. You jump back up on your feet, spit the goblin body into your hand, and sling it for the head of the pink mohawked one that offended you. He ducks easily, scampering off to the side. The horror that he witnesses causes him, as the Nat 1, to drop his weapon. He is technically a fleeing opponent. You get the XP for defeating him, however, he is still very much alive. You are a monk, however, and can take a bonus attack action after you make an attack action.
Fire breath!
Being a Dragonborn, you do have the fire breath ability. Roll and add your highest ability score.
Get a 15?
Although you missed trying to club him to death with his best friend's dead body, you belch flame from your mouth. Engulfs him completely. Roll a d6 and add 3. Yes.
4.
With a nat 20 on not being very good at being on fire, the goblin, you can tell, is going to burn to death.
Nice.
Allow me to give my best impression of a goblin burning to death. Ow.
Shit, that was really good.
Screonk.
Oh, fuck.
The pain.
Are you
My
actually a
nerves,
goblin?
My skin. My bones. That one is dead!
We have learned never to
Ethan,
cut my ankle.
it is your turn again. You are the one calmly walking about 10 feet behind everyone else who is screaming after these goblins, performing all manner of atrocity upon them. However, who here has the highest perception?
Oh, I've got perception plus 4.
Mark, you're the one that spots it as you get closer. You see that even though the people are screaming, they are not being killed. The monsters and brigands that have them surrounded appear to be just intimidating them to keep them in place. And you're the first one to see that the buildings aren't being set on fire. A creature steps out of one of the doors to the burning buildings. Crank, crank. It is a suit of bejeweled armor, whose insides are not a person, not a thing of flesh, but living flame that billows from its empty eye sockets and encases the blade that erupts from its arm. It looks around as if searching for something. One identical to it emerges from a different building. Drink, drink. They look to one another and then proceed to walk towards the crowd of people. However, Ethan, it is your turn in the combat.
So I don't see that.
No, you don't see that. Mark saw that. He will make his decision what to do with it. What do you think about that, Mark?
Well, I think I'd just tell everyone straight away, but...
Well, then please do.
Yeah, okay, I tell everyone what you just said. There you go.
Well, I make the casual comment that I might be about to die, so I don't think we should anger some giant metal fireman.
I mean, we're already almost there.
The village is about 50 feet away. The last goblin is about 6 feet ahead of your running and murdering party. You yourself, my friend, are about 70 feet away from the town because you're about 20 feet behind your friends.
I'm going to cast Killing Touch. Killing Touch? Chilling!
Killing Touch! Killing! I'm going to cast the next Megadeth album at the goblin.
Chill touch.
Ethan's hands raise up into the air. He mumbles some shit, probably the way he does it. And frost forms around his fingers. What'd you get on the range attack?
23.
With a 23, you guys can see that the goblin boss ahead of you, his movements begin to slow and stutter. He loses his footing. He trips into the grass, frost forming around his eyeballs. What's the damage?
Actually, just a comment. Chill Touch is actually necrotic damage.
That's
A
horrible.
ghostly skeletal hand comes out of the ground and grips him. One day.
All these theatrics I keep setting you up with, and you keep breaking my balls with the damage, Ethan. The goblin does stutter, does fall. As the frost forms around his gums and his eyeballs, you see fingers of a ghostly energy reach up from the ground and enclose around his chest. He gasps, steam emerging from in between his sharp teeth, and then it stops as quickly as it can. He is, however, prone. Whoever gets to it first gets the killing blow. Kick him. Kick him. As soon as he realizes his senses, an armored, tall, imposing figure looms above him, sword in hand. Roll the basic melee with advantage.
With advantage, that's 24.
What's his health? Roll your damage, Mitchell. You actually have to roll against Goblin Boss.
That'll be 8 damage total.
He doesn't die. He is, however, pinioned to the ground. His brackish blue and green blood seeping out from his very thin jerkin of leather. You see, this goblin has very little fear despite the fact he's cornered. Like a rat who's been forced into a trap by a cat. And a snack to do a rat about the trap.
Let's just finish the game.
But yeah, he's clawing at the sword and baring his fangs at you. Whoever's next is Mark!
Alright, cool. I guess I'd swing my sword at him.
Oh, you're also going to be attacking the downed goblin?
Kick him.
Your character's alignment.
Sorry?
Your character's alignment, right? He was neutral good, correct?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
This is a time to consider something like that in the magical world of D&D. You have an opponent who, though he did attack you, is currently on his back being finished off by someone. Do you gang up upon this enemy? Or do you feel that what needs to be done has been done?
Well,
Yeah, I guess there's no need. Like, if he's already going to get finished off, then that's fine.
So that leaves you with a turn to do what you want, especially in terms of, the situation in the town looks pretty dire. You now know.
Yeah, sure. Well, maybe I can see if I can help out in the town.
Huh.
Like,
From what you can observe,
I don't know.
from your position, is that
Yeah.
the people have been pretty much
Yeah.
trapped. However, with an 18 on dynamic events, you see a small group of children trying to escape out of the back of a barn.
Oh, I gotta help the kids, man.
All right, you have to get to them first. Roll to run to them fast enough.
Yeah, 19.
With a 19.
No, 19.
You guys see your friend, Eli. Take a quick survey of the situation. He spots a pair of children emerging from one of the nearby barns, already on fire. He springs into action, getting to them. Eli, right when you get to them, you see the door of the barn open up behind them, and out steps a monstrous-looking goblinoid. Thick, wiry brown hair on the sides of his face. Taller than any goblin you've ever seen. Easily 6, 7 feet in height.
Is he needy?
He sees the kids, doesn't even seem to look at you, but he's drooling. What will you do, Eli? Will you rush to put yourself between the kids and the beast? Attack the beast? Attack the kids?
Yes, yeah, if
It's
I can
D&D.
do that for faster to do that. Yeah, let's attack the beast then. Attack the goblin. The big goblin.
Roll your melee strike. Add any kind of fanciness you
Cool.
want. Don't forget, you can do anything.
Kick the kids.
I'm not gonna kick the kid.
Sweep the leg.
Sweet.
What if I... Oh, man.
Yeah, what if you what?
I've got my first level spell. I've got a jump spell.
Use
I could
jump
jump
then, if you
right
want.
into the goblin. Jump.
Ho ho!
So I could jump right over the heads of the kids, straight into the goblin, to see him try if I could plunge my sword right into his damn face.
Yes, you can! Cast the spell. Doesn't take anything to cast it, but you cast jump. Your jump distance, I believe... Let me look up jump real fast.
Go, Eli.
Your jump distance with this spell is tripled. Roll an athletics to jump. The distance you cover will be far greater than a normal mortal man. Feel free to talk now.
I've rolled... another 19.
With a 19, you leap from the ground, your coat flowing in the breeze behind you. You soar over the children like Spider-Man.
Nice.
The goblin briefly looks up. All right,
joke.
roll your melee attack mark. Take advantage, which means you
All right,
roll
cool,
twice
sorry.
and take the higher result.
Alright, here we go. Cool, that gives me a 23.
With a 23, your sword does in fact plunge in between his gapped fangs, slicing into his lips. Roll your damage. The d6 plus the 3 plus the 2.
Okay. Oh, 4.
4 total.
Sorry, 5.
With 5 damage.
I rolled a 1.
You caused him to bleed, and you definitely got his attention away from the kids. He stumbles. He grabs a hold of the barn door to stop himself. You see his claws dig at least 3 inches into the panels. But then he pulls himself up. Looking down at you, he draws out a massive fucking club. Looks like it's been crafted from the bone of some giant monster with iron nails driven through it. You, my friend, have yourself a fight with a real bugbear.
Now you're fucked up. You have fucked up now.
Meanwhile, back at the execution scene, Josh.
So is he pretty much just dead?
Oh, that goblin is not dead at all. He's taken damage and he's trapped, but he's not dead.
And there's a big mechanical monstrosity.
Oh, there are several mechanical monstrosities over in the town that appear to be searching for something in the buildings.
Okay, question. If I do a mercy killing on this guy and then head towards Eli, can
First
I
of
do
all, any killing you do with them claws and teeth, that ain't no mercy, okay?
that? Look, I chewed a motherfucker.
Purple Lamborghini lurking.
I chewed a motherfucker to death. I'm thinking about just snapping this guy's neck. In this situation, that's a mercy killing.
You've been all stabbed. You don't look that delicious. I like my meat unstabbed.
You're not wrong.
What are you gonna do, Josh?
Could I do that in a single turn, or is that too much?
Oh, you mean coup de grace? The goblin would have to be helpless for that. You would have to pin him first. You can pin him with your strength attack if you want. That is a grappling maneuver.
Okay, I'll do that.
Roll for the pin. The Dragonborn, that you now refer to as that beautiful fucking monstrosity, lumbers over to you. Grabbing a hold of the goblin's flailing arms, he attempts the pin. Roll strength with advantage.
Strength. Alright, well that's a 10,
You sound
and
like the
then...
most, casual
What, is it really bad?
announcer right there. Jesse attempts the pin.
Well, that
You said he gets advantage on this roll?
Yeah, you get advantage on this roll because the goblin's prone.
Oh, cool.
And then you take the arrow.
10.
A 10 total?
3.
Oh, 13.
Just
Okay.
Let me
base
see
straight.
something with these gobos. Well, with a 13, that is actually higher than his con, and his dex roll is not high enough. You have him pinned. We will count the coup de grace. With what method, by the way? Your hands are holding his arms down.
I'm gonna clench onto his head with my jaw and just.
And then he gets up,
Seeing that.
casual as can be. A goblin's neck snapped upon the grassy sea.
His pain is over.
It is. But yours has just begun. Eat it! It's your turn! You can see that your friend Eli went to save those kids, has successfully distracted a bugbear from snatching them up. Everybody who knows anything about goblins in this party would know that bugbears actually do eat human children.
Well,
They consider them a delicacy.
would I be able to make a small check of some kind to recall what goblins might be weak to?
Yes,
limit-wise?
you can.
Alright.
Roll to make a... What kind of check is it?
Nature?
That, I believe, is either a nature check or history check.
There ain't nothing natural about the shit you do.
Like, that's natural about the shit.
I did work in the library. So I'm not ready.
You have a tiny head in your
You can
pocket.
hear your pocket mumbling to you again.
I pull out my...
What the hell is happening? Oh, you're not dead yet. That's a big shock.
Yeah. I turn him to look at the hobgoblin. Like, I want to kill that, sir.
Okay, first of all, you know I'm a shrunken head and I ain't got no damn eyeballs. Second of all, what are you trying to kill?
The hobgoblin.
Hob-
Over there.
Hobgoblins?
Yeah.
Well, hobgoblins ain't got no elemental weaknesses. They traded away part of their soul to do that to Magooblin.
Oh, well,
It's a bugbear, not a
that's
hobgoblin.
unfortunate.
Wait, he just say it was a bugbear?
Yes.
Oh, shit! I guess I can help it for a price.
I might recall it myself.
Ethan has chosen to not play kowtow to his headmaster. His shrunken headmaster.
I'm not going to pay him.
I get very
I
uncomfortable
would
when you
like
pull
to
the head up.
attempt to recall from my book learning.
Roll history.
That would be a 20 overall.
With a 20 overall, your book learning skills. You put your hands to your head. Think. Your brain blast tells you that while goblins in general tend to be quite cowardly when isolated, bugbears are very used to working alone. If the bugbear thought he was up against impossible odds, outnumbered perhaps, then he would probably not be interested in the fight.
See? That they do not have any sort of weaknesses.
Natural weaknesses? No. But like all living things, fireworks.
Alright then. I pull out my magic wand, which it wasn't actually crystal, it was what magic wand, that was my arcane focus, I forgot. Anyways,
Wizards and their weird shit, man. Like,
I will swish and flick and cast chromatic orb.
With the flick of the wrist. And the flick of the wrist. What are you casting?
Which is a level 1 spell. Chromatic orb.
Chromatic aura. And what will it do?
It is a 4-inch wide ball, and I can choose the element that it is. I will choose fire. And I shall throw it at you.
You throw the ball. Roll the spell. Is it a save to avoid or is it a range spell?
It is a range.
All of your shit is just like a blast. You're a pew pew laser man.
Ooh. That is a 23 to hit.
Bear AC is not 23. You hit him. Eli. While you were, after you engaged in your battle, you see that the bugbear, even with his split face, seems very ready to fight. As he raises his club to you, however, a bright ball of burning magical energy smacks him in the chin.
3d8.
Roll that damage.
Hopefully it's not all ones.
Roll that sexy ass damage. And there's a 12.
That was 15 damage.
With 15 damage, plus how much damage did you do to him earlier? What was it, 4? 5, 6?
5 damage.
I thought it was 5.
Mark, how much damage did you do to
Yeah.
the bugbear before?
I think it was 5.
5. But the 5 was 15. That bugbear was pulling himself to his feet, ready to fight. The fire, however, consumes almost all the thick, wiry fur on the front of his body, sizzling its skin. A delicious scent of slightly oily bacon fills the air. He stumbles backwards, and with a 3 on his saving throw, lands in a pile of straw, which engulfs in flames.
Being a wild magic sorcerer, I would roll a d20 to see if any magical bullshit happens.
Okay, sure.
We good.
After casting that magnificent spell, ending the life of the horrendous bugbear, Ethan puts his hands up. Nothing.
We fine.
No chaos today. The bugbear in front of you is dead, Mark.
Nice. I give the thumbs up.
What smells delicious?
Slowly walk down there.
The armor suit approaches. There's children. Very scared children. Wow, such fear. Very scared. Where is Mom?
I go look over at my friend there. You okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks for the help.
Oh yeah, it's entirely me.
Oh.
100%. Completely lying now.
Stealing the credits.
He will cast lay on hands on his injured friend.
Your armor chokes you slightly as you lie.
Is there a problem there?
No, I'm alright.
Somehow you can see sweat from outside of his armor.
I'm perfectly fine. I don't know what he's talking about.
Let me see here. Now that this bugbear is dead, the children begin asking if you guys are heroes. Are you here to save us? Please. They came out of nowhere. I don't know where my mom is.
Oh,
This is the time to roleplay, gentlemen. I don't know. I didn't turn the roleplay light on.
Oh, okay, good. I was going to ask if this was still the encounter.
Yes. You're not in battle anymore, however. You are out of battle. The town is still burning, but you can play as your characters. You can speak freely without turn.
I'm gonna look at my wizard friend here and say, I promise you, you don't want me talking to your children.
I'm going to walk up and ask them how they are, crouching down, getting on their level.
Okay. The little boy isn't afraid of you. Sister also isn't afraid of you. She gets up and goes, "Whoa, are you a dinosaur?"
Sometimes.
I will walk over as well.
Mark, what will you be doing?
Listening, I guess.
Okay.
That is the best compliment I've ever been given.
The little boy is somewhat unnerved by your appearance, Ethan, being a blue creature with large horns. The little girl, however, looks and goes, "Are you a blue dinosaur?" She's clearly not very educated.
You should go to the library. Here's my card. Learn
The
something.
library that's currently on fire.
No, the library I came from, that I worked at. Well, worked at.
Do you have any questions for these two lovely NPCs to try and figure out the situation?
Do you two have a safe place to go?
They told you that the barn was their safe place to go. The barn is now on fire.
What's my area around me?
The area around you is a barn that is on fire. The open grass plains behind you, these two kids, and of course the entrance to the town proper.
You heard things in the forest alongside us.
What about the mechanical suits? Do the kids know what the mechanical suits are?
The little boy tells you they're demons, and the little girl backs him on the back of the head and says, "Shut up, dummy. Demons aren't real."
I look back and forth shiftily.
Sometimes people are somewhat unaware that they live in a magical fantasy
I
universe.
try to hand the girl a card from the library. I need to read books.
The little girl tells you she doesn't know what the giant suits of armor are. All she knows is that in the middle of the night, people started being dragged out of their homes by bugbears, orcs, and they all seem to be led by a big, red, furry monster. The suits follow his orders. They've been tearing the town apart since last night, since about midnight.
No.
But they still haven't found whatever it is they're looking for.
Is there anybody who alerted nearby towns of the danger here?
No one could escape. They surrounded the town totally. The little boy tells you that he never even got to save his dog.
Oh.
They escaped because their father was still awake at the time and ushered them out of the house before they were taken. They stuck to the back roads until they made it to the barn, but they don't know where to go from here. The nearest town is 5 miles away.
Is that the town we came from?
The town you came from was a tiny little port city on a large lake. They wouldn't do shit. You guys know that those people are assholes.
That lake was really nice, though.
The lake was lovely.
I swam in it a bit.
What do I have?
In the plains, is there any kind of, is there a big hill or any rocks?
The nearest large land monument is, in fact, Pyra Mountain, which is, you can actually see it. It's in the north, piercing through the clouds. It is about 20 miles away.
Is there a large column of smoke coming from the...
Very large. Large, black. It is the smoke of pillaging, not the smoke of an accident or a forest fire.
Hopefully the nearby town will see it. And
You don't intend to engage with any of this at all? None of you?
hopefully they will come help. But we can try to do things. I'm nearly dead. Mr. Paladin.
I mean, I
do
would like
perhaps
to.
be able to...
He'll come up and very awkwardly put his hand on you and say, "I think this."
Holy light fills your body. It burns a little bit. All healing sources that are from a holy font tend to harm you a little.
You gain 6 health back.
But you do get 6 health back.
Clench your butthole. It's gonna hurt a little bit.
Mark, what is your plan?
Wow, GG, kids. I don't know what to do next. I'd like to help
Come
if I
on,
can.
you're a human.
Like,
These are humans. Don't you know how to do?
no, I mean, like, I guess. Are your parents still around? Can we get you back to your parents? So I'm asking the kids.
The kids would tell you that they don't know where their parents are. The little boy says, "I know where mom is." The little girl looks at him and says, "Why didn't you tell me?" And he tells her flatly, "Because I knew you'd go after her and then I'd lose you too." Little girl's a little bit shocked. But he tells you, mighty heroes, that as they were running, one of the suits of armor grabbed his mother and handed her off to one of the orcs. They told the suit of armor didn't speak, but it looked at the orc, and for a moment the orc seemed to understand something, some noise that was generated by the monster. Apparently she's being questioned in the town hall, which is separate from the center where everyone's being kept. The boy tells you the town hall's on the north side of the village, somewhat isolated.
You said there was a big red one. Where's that?
He would tell you that the big red one's probably at the town hall questioning people that need to be questioned.
I know where my next meal is.
Is there any not so fiery buildings nearby that the children run to?
Children look around, see if they're smart enough to realize
May not
this.
be safe.
Oh no, the forest is definitely not safe. You're trying to get them eaten by something else? With a 12, the little girl tells her brother, "We can run to the old windmill." They point to the old windmill, which is apparently just like a few hundred feet away from the village, on top of a large artificial hill made of stone and dirt. The kids scamper away.
Be safe, children.
With your help, however, the children are ushered to the old windmill and are now safe. You can regroup inside one of the unburnt buildings if you want to go towards the town hall. I leave you, gentlemen, to decide that amongst yourselves.
Suppose now would be the time to assess the situation, figure out a plan.
We should scout out, see how far this town hall is.
It's like over there.
All right, let's go.
Got it up.
Yeah, man.
Pause for a second.
You guys can hear something on the outside of the building you're in.
Think went to the metal men. Go out the back.
Red light fills the windows.
Oh, stuff.
A hand places itself on the glass, which begins to melt.
Roll stealth.
Everybody roll stealth. You do get advantage because you're in a building, in the dark. So roll twice and add your dex mod for stealth. If you are trained in stealth, use the skill.
Whew. Since I am trained in stealth, that'll be a 24.
Mitchell, in his fat ass suit of armor, goes clinkety clank, can't see me, bitch.
It just looks like one of those statues.
13 total.
16 total.
13, 16. What'd you get, Mark?
I've used this trick in broad daylight.
11.
You see a helmet piercing with orange light into the window. A spotlight seems to beam from it, entering the building. It scans over the wreckage inside, the abandoned boxes, clothes. Its light goes right past your foot, Mark. Goes over your toes. You can smell smoke from the wood around the windowsill as it begins to steam the sap out with its heat. But then, it walks away.
We need to move.
You all hear a crash inside the building you're in. There's a noise. Mark, your perception lets you see a small gray body climbing up the wall.
Alright then, there's a small grey body climbing up the wall, which I'm now pointing out to my friends.
I'm gonna look up at this small gray body on the wall.
It's dark in here. It's hard to see. One of you will have to produce a light.
I have dark vision.
Wizard time. Oh, dark vision!
I'm also level, so we can see in dark.
Oh. Who here doesn't have dark vision?
I don't think I can.
I think you have low light vision as a dragon.
I don't think I've
Okay,
got that
cool.
vision.
The human is the only one who can't see in the dark, and he's the only one whose passive perception was high enough to see it.
Yeah.
Your hearing is good.
This is fucking bullshit.
Is there anything around me that I can like
Yes.
like rocks or anything?
You're a fire breather. You can belch fire onto something briefly and make a torch.
I mean, I also just have a torch.
Oh, neat, cool.
Practicality.
I mean, like, are there small objects?
Oh yes, there's wreckage everywhere. Ruined chairs, and barrels, and boxes, and beds.
Is there anything like something like I could throw?
Oh, there's definitely.
I'm gonna look at the thing. What is it?
It looks almost like a squirrel, but it's leathery, skinned with no fur. It is a set of wide wings that are completely pumped into its body. When the light hits it, it freezes, slowly turns its head around, large ears telescopically moving. You see a pair of dewy, gray eyes over a wide little mouth, quivering as if it's terrified.
Oh, well, I was gonna throw this at it, but now that it seems okay.
It breathes shuddering breath, and then jumps off the ceiling and attempts to make for the window.
Wait.
Do I know what this is?
None of you know what it is, unless you roll Arcana. I think some of you are training it, like Mark and Ethan.
I'm not training that kind of, am I?
You have
Alright.
nature, so you could roll that.
Oh yeah, I can roll nature, yeah, sure.
That's for natural beasts. Ethan would roll for magical things.
11.
I got a 14.
With a 14, you can tell that it is very unusual. Being furless, it shouldn't be out here in this kind of forest, Mark. You can also tell that it's no squirrel, it's no bat, and it's certainly not a monster of any kind. It goes for the window, but finds it very well locked. It's yanking at the lock of the window.
Can we communicate with it in any way?
You can try that, yes.
I'm just gonna go open the lock.
Yeah, let's try that then.
What are you going to say, Mark?
We gotta ask him like what it is. Don't be afraid.
All right, roll diplomacy. Ethan, your magical senses tell you
Diplomacy.
that thing is magical.
Perhaps familiar?
It gives off the same kind of aura as an enchanted item.
Yes.
Eli.
Oh.
Where's your net?
Hello?
Where's your net?
Oh, here, my net.
Yes.
Yeah, did you want to borrow it? Like, yeah, there you go, man. I passed my net over.
I throw the net at the creature.
Until you get to the window and open the lock. Just as you do, a net falls over you. And the creature. This creature, now inside the net with Mitchell, panics and starts clawing at your armor.
I'm gonna roll animal handling to try and kill him down.
That's right, animal handling would be a good thing to roll, wouldn't it?
Hey.
But its claws, however, are useless against your plate mail. Yeah, I can. It's about as dangerous as a fucking scared rat.
Hey, you're fine. You're fine. 15. You're fine.
It slowly calms down as you pet it somewhat, and then it says, "Stop petting me. That's undignified."
You can talk.
Whoa!
I don't like it.
It holds its hands up next to its face like a bunny rabbit, and looks at you plainly and says, "Would someone mind removing this net from me?"
Yes, sir.
What's your name, by any chance?
He tells you that his name is Herman. And I believe I am the cause of this disaster that you find yourselves in.
Go on.
The creature, by the way, looks like this.
Oh, how cute.
He is a small, gray, bat, rat-like creature. Mark, I will send you a picture of the homunculus, which he explains himself to be. I am a homunculus.
Also, realizing that it's not an animal, he's gonna drop it.
It looks like Stitch with wings.
He informs you that he believes he is the reason for this because those creatures outside are the servants of my master's greatest enemy.
So they're looking for you then.
Indeed. He rolls his little claws. When you drop down, remember, he started hovering very, very easily.
And your master is?
He taps his teeth with his claws nervously. Alright,
Alright, how about this? The enemy of your master is?
he scratches the bottom of his chin and says, Salazar the Black Soul, demon witch wizard of the 8th plane, sometimes known as Stan.
You never hear Salazar, and it'd be a nice person's name.
He uses Stan for paperwork.
Makes sense.
I fear asking for aid, but I do not feel that I can escape these creatures for much longer. He looks around at all of you. You see him narrow his eyes. He sniffs the air. He moves over to you first, Mark. Sniffing at your clothes.
Hello.
Runs a claw into your hair.
Alright, cool.
You appear to be mostly good-spirited. He floats away from you a little bit. You are a slayer of beasts. He guesstimates.
Yeah, let's say yeah.
I saw you save the children. There must be some nobility. He looks over at you, Josh, and goes, you concern me.
I helped save the children.
He moves over to you. Moves away from Ethan a little bit. Demonic corruption. Rolls his hands together. What's your actual alignment, Ethan?
Neutral good.
But a soul untampered. Then looks over at you and goes... He rolls one Arcana check. You can tell he's doing Arcana because his eyes glow for a moment.
I like to think of myself as a very spicy meatball.
He goes, spicy meatball hands, and says, complicated. But I believe your constraints are safe enough to trust. He lands on the ground. I use the term heroes loosely, but I will use it to describe you. Heroes, I need your help.
Alright.
These creatures that pursue me are constructs, not the goblinoids, or the armor sets, made by Salazar to find me. My master, Quasar, is a wizard of unparalleled power. I am his homunculi. I know everything that he knows. They have already captured my master. He scratches at his gums very nervously, but Quasar was too clever for them, and sealed his eyes, his mouth. Anything they could use to pry information from him, even his mind, in a curse. It made him nigh inept, almost an invalid. But they don't need him if they can have me. The nature of my binding means I would do anything for my master, but I cannot destroy myself. Though I would. He nods. Bit desperate looking. But if they capture me, they can get any information that he has ever known, all of his great magical secrets, and what they seek will give them the power to make even greater beasts than the armor sets you see before you. They have the making stone of iron. It has allowed them to create these creatures. They have the making stone of flesh, though thankfully no horrid undead follow them here. And of fire.
I see.
My master, Quasar, created living things with his spells in order to sow life throughout the galaxy and all the elemental planes. I am but a humble example of his work, his first, and, by the grace of whatever gods may be, his chiefest. By the way, this thing is still like 2 feet tall and incredibly cute looking, despite the fact it's giving you this insane exposition. I just need to make sure that that's the image in everyone's mind.
I imagine it looks kind of like Stitch, but with wings.
It does. It does, actually. I will be putting up several images of this thing as we, describe it and whatnot.
Ohana means family.
Ohana means nat 20. Fucking, if you were to aid me, save this town, mayhaps. We cannot defeat the general of this army, no, but perhaps if we escape to the nearest village, I could create a portal. And if we could get to the stones before they do, I'm sure my master will reward you all.
Who's the person leading this?
Can I
Just
make
on a scale of 1 to infinitely cosmical power, how strong would you say your master is?
Have you ever entered other planes of reality?
I mean, I'm not trying to, but I heard it's pretty cool.
Okay, well, that is something we do on a regular basis. My master bought an all-season pass to something called the Lakers games last year, and went to another dimension to see them, where magic does not exist. So, as far as I know,
Came from a town of Lakers.
Now, just
no, these are far.
Go fuck yourself!
just out of curiosity, do you think your wizard can dispel curses?
Most definitely. If you are curious about him being able to undo your bonds, while I'm not sure he would think it moral.
You just said you have all of his information. Can he do it?
He pauses for a moment. With great ease and serendipity.
I will help you.
So I lean forward.
You trust
Ha-
this creature?
Feel free to comment anytime, Mark.
Have we discussed your bindings?
No, I've never told any of you guys about that.
So I'm gonna stop you. What is he talking about bindings?
Does that really have to matter? Like can I just point you at another body and let you do your thing? Like, do you really have to worry about that?
It seems
Now,
relevant.
think about it for yourself for just a minute here.
Wait a minute here. This is a quest. Though. We're gonna go out and we're gonna experience some crazy stuff finding this wizard here.
Why, yes, quite crazy indeed.
You're gonna get to put those teeth around beings that you'll never even imagine. Think of the things you would eat.
Some of the things you won't even be able to see. Says the little gray creature on the ground.
What? Dude, there's absolutely nothing you have to worry about me on my suit of armor involving this.
Do any of you have any cheese?
And be like, do you trust this creature? He could be lying to us.
I don't trust like most things, but I'm willing
Any
to
cheese
do
at all?
anything.
Cheddar, perhaps pepper jack. Any of you have any cheese?
I've got some cheese.
Oh,
I just happen to have some cheese. And I get to think the
wait,
cheese.
thank you.
There
He
you go.
takes the cheese from you, looks at it, and inhales it through his nose.
I turn to this floating furry. I was gonna say Furby.
He has no fur.
No fur.
He has very wrinkly, chihuahua-like skin.
No fur Furby. What is his bindings about?
I would think it improper to explain someone's personal scenario.
We're not done. Who's leading this army?
The leader of this group is a vicious hobgoblin general employed by Salazar. Let me see here. Let me find the fucker.
No, he's a hob.
Yes, indeed.
He's a...
His name is.
Wait, I'm
Sethot.
confused. I thought Salazar was the good guy.
No,
Did
Salazar
I
is
confuse the story?
Salazar is the Black Soul. He's the evil
Alright,
wizard.
cool.
Salazar is Dr. Wiley.
And
Who's the other guy?
And the homunculus's master's name is Quasar.
What is the homunculus?
Quasar.
The homunculus
Salazar and
name is
Quasar. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got lost for a second there. Alright, cool.
The leader of this dread band is Sethot, the Merciless. He is a hobgoblin
Set that.
of great renown. With him is not one, not two, but four of the enchanted suits of armor created by Salazar.
Any question, does this hobgoblin's criminal record stand out? It's part of my background, I would know that.
As a hobgoblin, he lives without the bounds of
just by his
society.
name. I'm not actually
Oh,
guessing.
Sethot?
Yeah.
You yourself would know that Sethot has never been caught. He, in fact, orchestrated a great breakout a few years ago, and purposefully did not take you out.
No, I can kill this guy.
Is there any way to deactivate these armor suits?
The armors are powered by demonic magic, so you would have to find some way to snuff out demonic power. Or, perhaps, simply douse their flames in enchanted water, since it is demon fire that powers them.
Well, I can cast some ice spells.
Any other questions?
Enchanted water. Like holy water? Or just...
Holy water would work, but all that would require is water that is blessed. But you'd still have to douse them in it. They would have to be extinguished.
And they're quite big.
They are about 6 foot tall, so they are a humanoid size.
Okay, we need to find a priest, go back to that lake, have them follow us, and then put them in the lake.
That sounds remarkably complicated, and the town will be leveled by then.
I'm entirely joking. Let's go find this hobgoblin. I'm hungry.
He's probably in the town hall, that thing we discussed earlier.
He has attacked the town. That's enough for me to eat him.
I mean,
Just sneak away.
he just left me there. That's why I'm pissed.
Thank you for the cheese, human, says Herman to Eli.
Well, hold on, you had cheese.
You just
Yeah,
ate.
it was like a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, you can have some, pal. Let my man eat.
Gorgonzola.
Meat is one thing, but cheese is another.
And guess what?
I mean, he's from
Highly
the
different.
desert. The chance this man gets to eat cheese that often, like,
If you so wish, it would certainly put an end to the siege. Although, I warn you, Sethot is wickedly powerful, and the suits of armor will surely come to his aid.
I might be powerful. There's a chance.
That's the best quote.
So, it is decided amongst you that you will go to the town hall and confront Sethot?
Yeah, man.
Then that is what we are going to do next time on